Hello everyone, welcome back. In this session we are going to look at software topic, that is in Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education, or what we call A level. Let's start. We begin by knowing what is a software. By software we say this is a set of instructions, that tells the computer how to do certain tasks. And we normally call this set of instructions a program. Meanwhile, when a particular program is running, we say the computer is executing a program. For example, if you are playing music, we say the computer is executing a music program. In certain cases, you can call it a music player. And for another definition, you can later say is a set of instructions that will tell the computer to do the task and how to do it. And we see there are two most common types of softwares. In this we are going to look at system software and the application software. For the system of software, we look at the software that help us to control computer hardware, or can be used to maintain the computer in any way and makes that the computer is running more efficiently. For the case in point, we talk of the operating system, we talk of the utility softwares, all those softwares help us to run the computer efficiently. So if you are to describe a system software, make sure you say a program that controls computer hardware and can be used to maintain the computer in any way. There are the basic types of system softwares. You can look at an operating system. As the name defines it, it tells the computer how to use its components and all the components that are required by the computer. The OS, or what we call the operating system, will tell the computer how to interact with the user and its own devices. It ensures that the computer operates in a way intended systematically and in a reliable manner to the user. For the examples, we can have Windows, you can have the Linux. If you are running Mac, we have Macintosh operating system, and so on. Another example of system software, we have a utility softwares. Normally call these a utility. It's a program that makes a computer system easier to use or performs high efficiently specialized function. When I say the computer system, we refer to the collection of the components that will help this computer capture and function. In other words, it must function efficiently. Then we talk of how these utilities help us to manage the disks, to troubleshoot the hardware, and perform other tasks. Like if you have an antivirus, it's a utility software. If you have a disk partition, it's a system software, and many others. Then we have another type of the application software. For the system software, it helps the hardware function efficiently. It deals with the hardware. But with the application software, now this one meets the end user's need. It will tell the computer how to accomplish a certain task based on what a user has instructed. For example, we can have a user may want to type a word. We use an application software called word processing software. If you have recent, you can use the Google Docs. You can go to QuickBooks. You can go to the presentation softwares like the PowerPoint. You can go to spreadsheets. You can go to graphics, the Adobe Illustrator, the Photoshop, okay, and so many others. Those ones are application software. And of recent, we have more application software. Look at the phones we are using. Each and every phone now have application software. Even the computers have application softwares. Then we add on now to another example. When you want to understand more about the operating system, every computer consists of operating system. Why? Because all the devices that are connected to a computer, let it be memory, let it be the disk, let it be a printer, let it be the speakers, cameras, all of them must be managed. And they are managed by various computer components, of which we call them the operating system. This system is the one that will help us to manage all that computer to operate very well. Let's talk what an operating system is now. So this is a program that acts as an intermediary or an interface between the user and a computer. Okay. Anytime when a user is going to interface with the computer, there is that intermediate part. Intermediate part is played by the operating system. What is the role? Okay, or what are the goals of the operating system? You can see you can look at the controls and execute the application program. It will make the computer system convenient to use. It will make it easier for user to solve problems, okay, and use the computer in an efficient manner. Examples. We can have Microsoft Windows, and these have very versions like Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 7, Windows XP, and lately Windows 11. If you are using Macintosh, you have the Apple Mac OS, okay, the Apple Mac OS. Then we have the iOS, the Chrome OS, BlackBerry Tablet OS, and so many others. All those ones are operating systems. What is the purpose? As we have said, it helps to control almost of functions on a computer. For example, if you are to look at the components, the functions, and many terminologies in Windows 10 and Windows 7, you see everything is literally on the control. Okay. Then look at the characteristics. The first characteristic is to control the hardware access. Okay. The moment you open your computer, the operating system will require you to authenticate whether you are the user or not. Okay. That's one of its characteristics. Then it does this by automatically discovers and configures the P&P hardware, whereby you are coming, then the operating system assigns you some task for you to fill in, what we call user passwords, okay, user PIN codes, and you enter. Then there's file and folder management. Then it also provides you interface, the both graphical and the command line. It also helps you to manage those applications, or what you can call the application management. If you want to see the command line interface, the type of the commands. In this one, a user must type commands at prompt. We don't have graphics, we don't have anything like icons, okay. In this, you have type the commands at prompt first. Then for the graphical user, here you just interact with the menus, interact with the icons. As you can see, compare the two pictures. The first one is for a command line interface. Then the second one is for a graphical user interface. Later you can see that in command line you have type at prompt. Then for the graphical user interface you type directly. You follow the menus and icons. Follow the menus and icons. Compare the two pictures and see the one for command line and the one for graphical user interface. Okay, then on the types of operating system, you can see we have one, the desktop, and we have the network operating system. One, for the desktop supports a single user, and it will only run one single application. Then for the network operating system, it will have multiple users. In this, we have one computer that will have multiple users, and it will run multiple applications at first. Okay. Look at the installing reasons to perform a clean installation. Maybe when a computer has passed from one employee to another, that one can be, or a system has corrupted. Sometimes this system corrupt to the extent that you have now to change them. Okay, you replace. Maybe if you are bringing in a new hard disk, we advise also to perform a clean installation. And these are the principles that you have to take before performing a clean installation. You say backup the data first. Then in this you have to ensure that the customer understands that the data will be erased. Okay, the data that is not backed up will be erased, and will be, if the customer confirms, then you can do that one successfully. Thank you. Bambale. Koti.
Made money there. Teach me.
Oh.
You have an online class lecture.